Welcome to one of my guest rooms in my house. As you can see, it needs some work, but it's not going to be a guest room anymore. It is going to be my creative workspace. I have a lot of ideas for this room. This video is going to focus on the walls, and more specifically the paint. So 2 of the walls are just going to be boring paint, gray, but then 2 of the walls, yes 2, will be accent walls. And I normally don't do multiple accent walls in one room, but this is my creative workspace. And not only will it bring in more excitement and color and design, but also when I shoot videos in here, depending on which way I'm standing and shooting camera, there's a different backdrop. So win, 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 win. In the past when I've done accent walls, I just kind of freehand it, which for the terrazzo and other things I've done has worked because I'm able to take my limited drawing ability and make squiggles or whatever. But the designs I'm doing this time, there are aspects of them that are a little bit more complicated, and I don't have a lot of faith in my drawing ability to actually do it justice on a big wall. So I did find a way that just might work, and that's to use a video projector. So I'm going to design what I want it to look like in Photoshop and the dimensions that it needs to be, and then make it go through the projector onto the wall, and then I can just trace it. I can trace. I learned that at a very young age. My ideas might actually have a chance to come to life, so I hope it works. I actually haven't tried it out yet. This projector, I got it off of Amazon. Haven't tried it yet. I don't know if this is going to be caught on camera, but I'm very echoey in this empty room. Sometimes on projectors, when they say how big they'll go, they're measured in diagonal. So I had to measure the diagonal of my wall. And I remembered from high school math how to do that. And I was just standing there and I was like, the Pythagorean theorem. And I did it. And I was so proud of myself. Anyway, okay. For me, it was worth the investment to buy one because not only can I do accent walls with it and project it on the wall, which I even have more accent walls planned in the future, so it'll keep coming in handy for that, but also just for like art pieces. If you have a canvas that you're trying to draw something on but you would rather trace, you can put it on there. And then also I can do what it was intended for and watch movies with it with my family. Do you think I can do this without reading the instructions? Okay, oh, I turned you off? I turned you on! Okay, how do I hook up to you wirelessly? There's a focus, keystone correction. How do I make it bigger? Bigger! What? Oh, are you supposed to say stuff? There was a cap on it. And it says stuff. I don't know what to do. Do I go down? No. It said it could project to over 200 inches diagonal in size. So I was like, cool, that's my wall. But what that meant, I believe, is if it was back far enough, it could be that big and it was strong enough to project it that far. But I can't get back any further. I'm already at the back of the wall. It's still my only hope, so it'll be fine. Alright, so I'm taking a quick break from figuring out the projector. There are 2 options I have that could make it work, and make it to where I can do a really big mural on the wall. But for now, I just need to start painting the base color of all these walls. And I'm gonna have 2 gray walls, a white wall, and a green wall. Super excited about this. I'm not, I'm tired, I don't want to paint. Here we go! My next steps are to focus on this wall. I have measured out what size stripes I want, and then the spacing in between the stripes I made just to be the thickness of blue painter's tape. Keep it easy. And as I wait to try to figure out how to deal with my projector that I thought was going to be an easy process, but it's not, I'm just going to focus on this wall for now and do what I can do until I have to and can figure out everything else. Each of my stripes is going to be 17 inches, so I'm taking my yardstick and making several marks along the wall. Tape as straight as I can, and then I'll measure up from the top of that tape 17 more inches. And I'll do that a couple of times. Tedious. Alright, I'm done taping. I want to get right into the color, but I think to help ensure that I have crisp lines once I take the tape off, I'm going to take the white that I painted the wall and paint over the edges of the tape. And that makes it so that if any paint were to seep under, it's the wall color. And then once you put the real color on top, it won't seep anymore. I'm gonna let this dry, I'm gonna go to sleep, go to work, come back, paint. Maybe paint in the morning, probably not. Ooh, no. I'm not gonna wake up early to paint. Okay, good night. All right, it is the next day, and I'm ready to put some color on this wall. All the green that's in the room is leftover bathroom paint. And it is satin. Everything else is eggshell. And you can't really tell, which is nice, but I didn't want to buy a whole new green when I already had it. keep washing these to reuse them for different colors, but I didn't have enough for each color, but I found an old one in my closet. It's not working well. Whoops. As you can see, the first coat I did last night. I'm gonna have to do a second coat, kind of take a break from that and work with the projector. I've done a little bit of that off camera. It's not quite as amazing as I imagined. And part of it is because it's coming from a phone, and so it's the shape of a phone up there. Part of it is I can only get so far back. And so I'm nervous because I want to paint like a big section of the wall, but I can't make it that big. And so I might have to zoom into the picture and do sections of it at a time, but that gets a little finicky and nerve-wracking. But you know, I'm just gonna do it because it'll be easy enough to paint over if I mess up. I'm just gonna try stuff. There we go. Well, that just almost ended everything. I went back as far as I could, and I couldn't fit the whole thing. So I had to zoom in on the picture, so it did get bigger, the size that I wanted, but now the top part is cut off. And so I'm gonna have to paint the lines of this, and then tilt the projector up, and then try to make the top of the painting line up with what I did, and then finish it. Do you think this will work? I think so. Now I just have to get a little paintbrush and white paint. Oh, that's nice. There's some weird, like, slightly faded lines. I'm not sure what they are. I will say, the hardest part now is that when you're painting, your arm and hand are gonna cover what you're trying to do. And so you can no longer see the section you're painting. But so far, so good. See, now I need to prop it up and then try to get the last bit, and hopefully it fits. Okay, and also now I'm just trying to make the top and bottom line up. which I almost do. All right, that's pretty close. It worked. It worked. I'm gonna have to do one more coat of it, but I won't need the projector. I can just trace what I did. You don't have to be an artist to do stuff on your wall. I can't draw that, but I can trace it. Back to this wall, I am going to take off the tape, which hopefully is satisfying and there's nice crisp lines. Dun, dun, dun. Ah, nice and crisp. Just how I like it. Boom. Look at that beauty. So my next step, now that the tape is off, is to put my partial logo above it. And I'm going to use the projector for that. Again, something pops up. It's obviously too big right now, and I want it to go above. So I have to finagle a few things. Better. Cleaning them up a little bit, doing a second coat on both of them, and then I will show you how they turned out. Keep in mind, before I show you the reveal, that the green wall is going to have storage up against the bottom of the wall. I didn't make a mistake. It's supposed to only cover the top 2/3 of the wall. Okay. Now for the reveal. accent wall. In the past, I've just kind of free-handed it, with like the terrazzo wall and all. But I knew I couldn't freehand this, so being able to use a projector helped so much. It made it possible. It didn't make it as seamless as I thought it would for a couple of reasons. One is that it got hard when you're trying to draw, your hand blocks the projector so you can no longer see the portion you're painting. And then the other reason is my hand isn't like a machine steady hand, so it was shaking a little bit and moving, so the lines weren't completely straight, which with this one is fine because it's a hand-drawn line-looking piece of art. The DIY W on the other wall should be crisp, but I was up on a ladder, which already makes things that much more complicated, trying to draw straight lines that like my hand is also halfway covering up and my hand is like, ugh. So considering, I think it is pretty good. If you have any tips or ideas on how to do straighter lines, especially like curved lines and stuff, comment below and let me know, because there's gotta be some tips and tricks that I don't know about, because I see people make these awesome murals with straight, curvy, nice lines that don't look like their hand was shaking. So if you know, let me know in the comments. My next video is going to be the completion of this room into my workshop. So I'll be building some stuff for it. I'll be putting everything in here, organizing it, making it look good, and making it functional. But anyway, I'm tired, but I'm happy with how this turned out. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video when this room will be completed. Okay, bye. Let me get this bean bag out of here. That was very comfortable though. Oh, I should start more videos in a bean bag. Oh, I squished a bug. I didn't squish it, I just cut it. Ew, get off my bag.